More than 1 million households in Ukraine have been left without electricity following Russian attacks on energy facilities and other areas across the country, as intense fighting continues in the southeastern region of Luhansk, Donetsk, and Kherson, where Russia has been struggling to stop renewed Ukrainian advances. Ukraine's Air Force said in a statement on Saturday that Russia had launched a massive missile attack targeting critical infrastructure, hours after air raid sirens blared across the country. It said that it had downed 18 out of 33 cruise missiles launched from air and sea. Local officials in regions across Ukraine reported attacks on energy facilities and power outages as engineers scrambled to restore the ruined network. Some advised residents to stock up on water in case of cuts. Russia has intensified its attacks on power stations, water supply systems, and other key infrastructure across the country since October 10, destroying 1/3 of Ukraine's power stations in apparent retaliation to an attack on the Crimea Bridge, a key military supply route, and recent advances made by Ukrainian forces. After the first wave of missiles hit early in the morning, air raid sirens rang out again nationwide at 11:15 a.m., 8:15 Greenwich Mean Time. State grid operator Ukrenergo said the attacks targeted transmission infrastructure in western Ukraine, but that power supply restrictions were being put in place in 10 regions across the country, including in the capital, Kyiv. The western city of Khmelnytsky, which straddles the Bug River and was home to some 275,000 people before the war, was left with no electricity shortly after local media reported several loud explosions. The city council urged residents to store water, in case it's also gone within an hour, in a social media post on Saturday. The mayor of Lutsk, a city of 215,000 in Ukraine's far west, made a similar appeal on Telegram on Saturday. Power in Lutsk had been partially knocked out after Russian missiles slammed into local energy facilities, he said. Russian rocket and artillery fire killed 8 people and wounded 19 on Saturday, Ukrainian officials reported. 2 of the dead were killed in strikes in the Zaporizhia region and 6 in strikes in the Donetsk region. Russia unleashed widespread attacks on power plants and heating stations in what Ukraine said were some of the heaviest strikes in weeks. The geography of this new massive strike is very wide, President Volodymyr Zelensky said in his evening address on Saturday. He told Ukrainians that Russia was targeting Ukraine's energy supplies because it was losing ground on the battlefield, and he urged Ukrainians to use electricity sparingly and prepare for blackout. The central city of Uman, a key pilgrimage center for Hasidic Jews which counted some 100,000 residents before the war, was also plunged into darkness after a rocket hit a nearby power station, regional authorities said on Telegram. In comments to the AFP news agency on Saturday, Ukrenergo said some parts of Ukraine are reducing their electricity use by up to 20%. We are grateful to both people who have reduced their consumption at home, and to businesses who are doing the same in their offices and workplaces. We see savings in different regions, and on different days the level of voluntary consumption reduction ranges from 5 to 20% on average, Ukrenergo chief Volodymyr Kudrytsky said in written comments to AFP. Earlier this week, President Volodymyr Zelensky called on consumers to curb their power use between 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. daily and avoid using energy-guzzling appliances such as electric heaters. Meanwhile, Russia's defense ministry said on Saturday that its forces had repelled attempted Ukrainian offensives in the southern regions of Luhansk and Donetsk and the southern region of Kherson. It said Russian forces had prevented an attempt by Ukraine to break through its line of defense in the Kherson region by the settlements of Pyatikhatki, Sukhanov, Sablakivka, and Bezvod. As the war in Ukraine intensifies, winter draws near, there are energy crises in Europe, and Putin is causing total blackouts in some areas of Ukraine. It is imminent that people who survive the artillery fires may end up dying from the freezing cold. What do you think is the main agenda of Putin for attacking the power plants? Does Ukraine still have any hope to push the Russians out of Kherson? Let's hear your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching.